Okay, David, this is your final critique video for your final project in Mat 120. Your topic was confusion. And so we have an interesting graphic at the beginning, and we hit the start button, and a little music plays at the beginning, but then it stops. It's cool that you created an interface using Adobe Animate, and I give you credit for the extra effort to take and figure out how to use the drawing tools, which are a little bit on the weird side. And so I think the interface itself is kind of interesting with these sort of odd kind of shapes growing out of the ground, and these sort of eerie kind of organic shapes that are kind of murking in the background. So then we go to start, and so then we go to who, and there's some text and a graphic pops up, okay, and then that's all there is there. And then we go to what, and there's only a picture. And we go to next, and then we have a little bit of text. And we go to how, and how is in here. And then we go to when, and we get the clock with the next and a little bit more text. And then we go to the menu, and then we have an end. And so it'll be bad. It's gonna be bad. And then we get to the disclaimer at the end. So I'm going to close that for a moment, and then I'm going to open up your animation, which was, oh shoot, hold on a second. Let's just do it here. And this 3D is actually pretty excellent. It's actually amazingly excellent. I mean, I think you did a really great job, and I'm wondering how you got the falling leaves. That's a pretty trick for Adobe, for the SketchUp program. So I give you a ton of credit for building a really awesome 3D project. And so I think one of the things about this is that I would encourage you, based on what I'm seeing here, to explore the environment of 3D by maybe taking Mat 140, because it's clear that you have a very good grasp of what's supposed to happen within a 3D environment. You have interesting camera angles. You've built a really interesting model. You may have found the 3D warehouse. So it looks like you did. You've applied really interesting textures. Especially the beginning, the first part of the video is really quite excellent. Oops, sorry. And you're kind of bringing in the concept of the time, which was something you brought up in your project. I wonder why you couldn't incorporate your videos into the project. They're in the right format, they're the right size. Adobe Animate imports video really well, so I'm kind of wondering what was the problem with getting these videos into your project. And then you have your concept video, which is also really quite excellent. You really kind of went into the whole idea of the confusion. You had some interesting screen grabs where you talk about a lot of the different things about the confusion. I have the audio turned down. I've already watched it. You had a lot of interesting camera shots, a lot of good capture from your screens you had, nice drawings. And you kind of really played around with some painting things, and even at the very end you started playing around with some animation, which I thought was really pretty cool. Not sure exactly what it had to do with confusion, but I think in the end, I think you did your videos were excellent. So my feeling here again is that you have a flair for that. And I would encourage you to take Mat 150, which is the Adobe Animate class that is called Animation and Interactivity. And I would also encourage you to move into video, because your grasp of video is really quite good. Now, your project itself had, good solid interaction, so everything worked properly. It just didn't have a lot of content. And so that would be one of the things that I know you were talking about the COVID thing, and I get that. I mean, that really impacted all of us significantly. But I still feel like it would have been something that you could have pushed further within the project itself. I mean, everything is there. It's just a matter of adding more graphics. You had drawings, and like I said, I wonder why you couldn't import your video. There's no reason why it couldn't have happened. So I think you hit the high spots for sure. You got everything there. The videos that you did do were excellent. So well beyond the minimum requirements for that. You had audio in there, and so that works. So you hit that mark. The text was minimal. You could have had more text, more interesting insight, and maybe questions. I mean, I feel like I didn't really get a good feeling for confusion. You created your own graphics and backgrounds, and so you get credit for that. Kudos for that. Your project worked perfectly, so you get credit for that. So you really did hit all the high points, except for the very basic idea of having a little bit more within the actual project. So overall, I think you did a very nice job, David. So anyway, congratulations, and have a great summer.